Meletrix Zoom 65 Essential R2. Now the biggest question I have for this keyboard is, am I supposed to leave the keyboard like this when I'm not using it to show off its fancy weight? Something to ponder on.
Hello YouTube, and thank you for checking out my video. After 3 months of waiting on a group buy, I was finally able to get my hand on the Meletrix Zoom 65 Essential R2 Edition. What a mouthful. This keyboard came out late last year, which was 2022, and I ordered a scarlet red case with a prism weight. In this video, we're going to do an unboxing of the Zoom 65. Follow up with a build guide that I followed the included build guide from Meletrix to as much as I possibly can. Of course, we're going to follow that with a sound test that I have in there right now, which is the Momoka Flamingo linear switches that I went into a little bit more detail in my Keycron Q10 video, which you can find somewhere up there. I'll also give you a quick look at their Zoom 65, the website, where they have the guides there. Now, I did have to use it for the Bluetooth and how to flash it for VIA, so I think it's very important for you to at least know that it's there. And as always in all of my videos, I will give you my personal, unbiased view on the Meletrix Zoom 65 at the end of the video. If you end up liking this video, please hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my new channel to help my channel grow. I have a couple more keyboard videos that are in the works, so hit that bell to get notified when they're released. Now, let's get to the unboxing of the Meletrix Zoom 65.
After 3 months of wait, I sure hope this was worth it. A box inside a box. Classic. Meletrix Zoom 65. I really like their logo. It's kind of a cool logo. Telescope, I think. So we are greeted with the weight first, as it states on the box. Weight. Let's take everything out. The knob right there, just kind of sitting there. No biggie. A very nice build guide in both English and Chinese. It's also very well illustrated, as you can tell. And we have a service card. Let's check out this prism weight. One case screw, nicely labeled. And wow, I must say, this is impressive. Very nicely done. It has got a good weight to it. Nice job, Meletrix. Open up the case here. We have the foam pack. They did not shortchange you on foam, that's for sure. Look at all this. Gaskets. We got that Allen wrench. Got some screws. It's very nice that they label everything for you so you know what it is. These looks like the feet. In this little envelope, we have the battery. And the stabilizers are in this bag.
Check out this beautiful red on this case. It's very well made with a good amount of weight. Very impressive. Coil cable, because why not? The wireless PCB. Hot swap, of course. Last but not least, the poly plate. The build guide starts out with the assembly of the stabilizers. They provided quite a few extras such as PCB foam, and then you have these pre-cut strips if you want to wholly mount your stabilizers, which I will do. For a 65% build, I'm going to need 3 short ones and 1 long ones. They did provide extra parts, as you can see here, which will be a consistent theme throughout this build. The stems are pre-clipped. Smart move by Meletrix. The provided strips are a nice touch, but I really wish they were a bit longer. Nevertheless, I went ahead and wholly modded all the stems. One thing I noticed about the housing is the bar clips in from the bottom, and it was a bit tough to get the short ones in. I ended up using this small wrench to get it in easier. I made sure I tested them all first on the stabilizer testing board just to make sure they all work. The Momoka Flamingos, one of my favorite linears. Next, put these on the PCB with the switch foam underneath. Shiny side down. Almost forgot to put on the PCB pad. You just want to line them up with where the stabs will go. Alright, let's line up the foam with the stabs now. Just like that. Now the screw end goes into small holes and the clip end goes into the bigger hole. Tiny screws with a tiny washer. Jeez, good thing my wow stick is magnetized. After getting all the stabs in, I double check to make sure the foam pads goes underneath the wires. One thing to note, one of the washer will get screwed down into the PCB as shown here, but it's not an issue as stated in the guide. It's by the enter key. Next up, we're going to mount the standoffs onto the plate. This is a personal preference thing. Now the guide only tells you to put 2 into the area by the knob, the rest are optional. If I'm thinking correctly, the less standoffs is on, the more flexible it may be. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, please. For the sake of this video, I went ahead and put them all on. I may revisit at a later time. Next up, we have the plate foam. Shiny side up this time. Line up the screw hole with the pre-cut holes. Screw in the PCB with the plate using the provided screws. A tip for you, hold the plate like this to make it a lot easier. I'll take the case foam and line up with the hot swap sockets in the back. This next step is a bit confusing. If you have the battery and no internal weight, the instruction wants you to put a battery in and connect it to the board while putting on the external weight, which makes no sense. To make things easier, do not connect the battery till near the end and take apart the case after the foams are all in. These are all optional. Experiment as you like. The battery goes in here, where a piece of foam would typically go if you have the wire version. Now I left that piece out since it did not look right with it in it with the battery. Two more foams goes in on each side. One strip goes up top. I think this case is all foamed up now. Taking the top off the case is simply as unscrewing a few screws. I forgot to put the weight in. Jeez. I guess we'll just take this phone back out and put the weight on. God, I just love this weight. It's so nice. And don't forget the feet. It's time for the gaskets. It's very nice. They show you where to put them. They also give you some extra gaskets as well. Once the bottom is done, do the same for the top frame. Go ahead and fill the PCB with the switches, leaving the ones the guy says to leave out. One thing I noticed, since there was a lot of foam, it was best to hold the PCB while putting them in. Now is the time to connect the battery to the PCB, once all the foams and switches are all in. Time for the top frame to go on and the remaining switches. Lastly, the knob, which already has a screw in it. So just use the provided Allen wrench to tighten it. And here we are. All we need is put keycaps on and it's ready to go. And for that, I'm going to use the Akko Blue Samurai keycaps. Now, I'm not the best person when it comes to color matching. Tell me in the comments what do you think of this color scheme. I personally don't really like it, so please give me some suggestions. And now, it's time for the sound test.
So let's quickly take a look at Meletrix, the website for their Zoom 65 guide. At the time of this recording, which is early March of 2023, they're advertising the V2 version of this board. I should have waited, right? But what the heck. Anyway, you click the Zoom 65 guide right on their website. It has some instructions, some build videos. Now, one thing I do want to briefly mention is this one right here where it says how to flash the wireless PCB. I recommend you going through this step by step to make sure you do this correctly so you don't breaking your board to get this to work with VIA. And if you look here, it does have the firmware files right over here. Zoom 65 wireless guide. This is a JSON file you're going to need to get it to work on VIA. So my recommendation to you, once you get this keyboard built, is go through this website, go through the instructions, and just to make sure that you have your PCB properly flashed and you have the correct firmware to use on VIA.
So it has been about a week since I put together Zoom 65, and I've been using it every day for work, gaming, typing up the script for this video, etc. In my personal view, for what I paid for the product, which is $227, which includes shipping, which was $48, and I had to wait 3 months. I personally do not think the Meletrix Zoom 65 is worth the money and the wait. Now, when it comes to price and the value of a product based on price, it is a very subjective topic because what is valuable to me at a certain price point may not be valuable to you at a certain price point. Therefore, everything I state here, it is strictly based on my own opinion and my own opinion only. Now, why do I feel this way about a Zoom 65? I want to give you the goods first. First of all, the kit comes with a lot of different things as you saw in the video. They do not shortchange you, providing you with the materials that you need to build this keyboard. Minus the switches and the keycaps, of course. I don't want to get into the cost of those because now we're talking to a whole different personal preference, etc., etc. But from what they give you, I do see it as a good value, but they give you a lot. But the feature that it offers, such as Bluetooth and the knob and the fancy weight in the back, they're all great. But in my personal view, something like my good old trusty KBD67 Lite, which at the time when I purchased it was about $80 less than the Zoom 65, I just like the KBD67 better. And while the features are cool on the Zoom 65, I don't find it to be so good and so cool to justify that extra cost. But once again, my opinion and my opinion only, your opinion may be completely different than my point of view. But I do want to wrap it up by saying this. If you are looking for a premium keyboard or premium feeling keyboard at about the $200 range, without the keycaps and switches, of course, you cannot go wrong with the Meletrix Zoom 65. It is a great keyboard. With all the customization you'll be able to do on there, you can make it your own, and you can customize it over and over again to fit whatever you feel like it at the time. But for me, I just don't find enough value in it for the price for my personal use. And that may be because I just have so many keyboards in my collection. Now, you may not. I want to thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see you in my future videos. Take care and have a great rest of your day.